So it's a very good evening to all our racing fans, and thank you for joining us here on Pixel Perfect Productions. I'm track announcer John Rupert here. As promised, we are here live with the Saturday edition of Talking Thoroughbred Racing. And it's the eve of the Easter Cup. That's right. If you haven't heard, the Easter Cup will be run tomorrow at Portmore Turf Club. And we have an 8-race card that has been put together by the promoters. First race post time is at 12 noon. The Easter Cup will go off as race number 7 on an 8-race card. And as I said, make plans to join us tomorrow. Come out early. Again, a large crowd is expected on hand. Entry fee $2,000. So tonight we'll be talking the entire card as entries were posted earlier today on all our various social media channels. And of course, you will know that we have some 66 horses take entry for this edition of the Easter Cup live at Portmore Turf Club tomorrow from 12 noon. I'd like to welcome all our viewers who are watching us on this YouTube channel. We're also on Facebook as well. And again, just like on Wednesday, we do apologize for a little late start again because we have seen about a power outage again in this part of Guyana, in this region again. But we are here live, up and running on Pixel Perfect Productions. We want to thank the sponsors. We have a series of sponsors on the card tomorrow that have generously offered themselves to give sponsorship to both the trophy and the purse money as well. So let's handicap the entire card as we start off with race number 1. And the first race will be over a distance of 1,200 meters. And this is the L class event again with a post time of 12 noon. And the first race, the trophy is sponsored by the A-Team family. And the purse of race number 1 is sponsored by the Habibullah Farm in memory of the late Sonny Habibullah. Now there's a field of 5 runners going to post to open the Sunday afternoon card tomorrow. Number 1 is Lionheart. Number 2 is a 3D movie. Number 3 is Get Them Bobby. Number 4 is Quiet Warrior. And number 5 is Private Dance 2. So it's a 5-horse field here for the first race. I want to focus in on Lionheart in this particular event. And we have a replay to show you of Lionheart. He finished 4th in his last effort, which we're going to play a replay of that race for you. So you want to pay attention to Lionheart's performance. He comes to us from the Shocking Racing Stable for trainer Antonio Prasad, and he's expected to be one of the main contenders in the first race, the L-Class event sponsored by the A-Team family for the trophy and the Habibullah family for the purse. So let's take a look at video number 1 as I show you a replay of the performance of Lionheart in his last effort. Take a look.
Yes, son started, let them go. And Cricket it stride in their side. It seems to be top ranking. It's top ranking out in front. But coming up alongside in their side, making rapid progress there. It seems to be horse number 5. The bank. Shake the Bank is out racing at the center of the coast as they level up the back straight. And River Dance is also beginning to take closer order. They're racing away from the 3-pole. And it is River Dance who now comes up alongside of Shake the Bank. And they are doing battle. It's River Dance who now takes the lead. River Dance goes a length and a half clear. The remainder beginning to close. And they're not doing too good. At this stage, it seems to be one coming under pressure there. World Boss as they straighten up for home, and it is River Dance, and he's going like a Rose Rye. He's beginning to open up. He's going some 2-3 length clear, and it's all River Dance. They're beginning to close, and they're closing on the wide outside there. Somebody's coming very, very fast indeed, but River Dance is holding on. A wall of horses comes flashing in. Sakar is also coming through with a good late flourish, but it is River Dance. River Dance seems to have it. Sakar is closing. River Dance win from Sakar.
Just saw there Lionheart finishing 4th back on the 16th of March there at Kennard Memorial. That was one of 2 performances from Lionheart. That track allows the horse to run twice, and the Lionheart eventually finished 4th in that first race that was won by River Dance, who will appear in the J and K class later on in tomorrow's program. and Lionheart came back to finish 4th again later on in that same said card on the 16th of March at Kennard Memorial. So Lionheart expected to be on the improve in that first race, one of the main contenders, as well as a 3D movie who's coming to us from the Jays Racing Stables, and the Brazilian trainer Ronaldo Lima will be saddling up his first horse here in Guyana, and that is a 3D movie. So we will find out what's going to happen there in race number 1, the L-Class event over a distance of 1,200 meters. Now, looking ahead to the second race, which is a very large field, and race number 2 is also over 1,200 meters, the J3 and lower maiden event open to 3-year-old Guyana bred non-starters of 2025. Now, this race, the trophy, is sponsored by Bluegrass Farm of Mr. Blue Siunarine. I want to thank him for his generous sponsorship for the trophy. And the purse of the second race is sponsored by Big G Lumber Yard. So we want to thank them both for their generous sponsorship towards race number 2. And here are the starters for race 2 over a distance of 1,200 meters. And the second race has a post time of 12:45. Number 1 is I Will Have Another. Number 2 is Silence Secret. 3 is Top of the Cloud. 4 is World Boss. 5 is Money Jet. Number 6 is Jet Mode, expected to be the favorite in this one. 7 is Sunny. 8 is Storm Cat. Number 9 is Winner's Circle. Number 10 is Shady Jr. 11 is Kiss. 12 is Princess Emily on Flight. And on the outside, number 13 is Starlight. So it's going to be a huge field in this maiden event here, which is also open to 3-year-olds. And in this particular event, I want to take a look back at I Will Have Another in his last effort, which came back on the 16th of March at Kennard Memorial. He finished second to the eventual winner, Perfect Goal, who is not in this event because, of course, it's a maiden event. And let's see how I Will Have Another performed in this one. He is wearing the brown with a white cap in this particular event. And just take a look at him closing on the inside in this replay back at Kennard. I'm expecting I Will Have Another with the inside post. And if he could repeat that run last time at Kennard, he'll definitely be one of the main contenders to challenge the expected favorite Jet Mode in this second race. Let's take a look at video number 2 here, focusing on I Will Have Another. Take a look.
And away they go to the bonus. Quick into the stride, it seems to be citation. Up the back stretch they go. And then making rapid progress is Perfect Goal races in second. A back of Perfect Goal tucked in there. Some 4 lengths adrift seems to be Isabella. But up the back stretch they go. And it is still out in front there. Seems to be a grand move. And he's going some 2-3 length clear. And then followed by I Have Another. It's still now as they're going around the first turn there, up the back stretch. And I Have Another has gone straight up to the lead. I Have Another seems to be going the best. Oh, it's going to be a very good finish. Perfect Goal is now beginning to challenge, and Perfect Goal is coming very, very strongly indeed. As they spread across the track now, and it is still. The goal seems to be going momentarily the best, but they're having exactly 150 meters to go. And on the near side seems to be I Have Another. Perfect Goal. Goal is coming, but now position beginning to change and change rapidly. They have 50 meters to go, and here comes on the outside. It's Perfect Goal. Perfect Goal, and the wire. Perfect Goal wins.
So he really fought off there in that event. Just couldn't get by Perfect Goal in that event, but what an effort for I Will Have Another in this one. Jockey Ronaldo Apadu, who is looking for his first success in 2025, will be on the 3-year-old gelding. So I'm looking for a good improvement run from I Will Have Another. Should be the main challenger to Jet Mode in that event. Top of the Cloud is another one that should be considered. Top of the Cloud was second in her last effort. That was behind Little Fanny back on the 2nd of February as well. So those are some of the main contenders here in a what I would think a very, very wide open second race here. Again, Jet Mode being the winner, only winner in this particular event because it's an open race as well with maidens. So we'll find out tomorrow. Again, that second race has a post number of 12:45. Love to see these big fields here, and you will witness that on tomorrow's card. Looking ahead now to race number 3, and this one is for the H class, non-winners since August 2024, and the trophy and the purse is sponsored by Cascon Engineering. So we want to thank Cascon Engineering for teaming up to do both the trophy and the purse for race number 3. It will be over a distance of 6 furlongs, 1,200 meters, and it has a post time of 1:30 in this event. We have 9 horses attracted in this third race. Number 1 is Money Time. Number 2 is She WBO On Time. 3 is the returning Here Comes Heidi. Number 4 is last year's Guyana Derby winner Forza Baby. 5 is Country Rock. And number 6 is Princess Aria. She was formerly named Soca Synergy, so she now takes on a new name, Princess Aria. 7 is Sex Appeal, who's also making a return to the racing. 8 is Emotional Damage. And on the outside, number 9 is Atta Girl Sylvie. So it promises to be an exciting race there in the third race. And I want to take you back to a long time, a little over a year now, because in this particular event, we want to focus on horse number 3 in this one. That's Here Comes Heidi, who makes her return to the racing action. Now, she comes to us from the Jagdeo Racing Stables. Here Comes Heidi. And we want to take a look back at her last start back on the 31st of March last year, where she was coming off of a victory in an H and lower event. And so she hasn't raced since that time, and so she's coming back after the layoff and could be one of the main contenders here because the Jagdeo Racing Stable barn is pretty confident here going into this Easter Cup Day, of course running on their familiar grounds here at Port Moran. So let's take a look back at video number 3. Let's jog your memory back to about 13 months ago when Here Comes Heidi sailed home with the victory. Take a look.
Just waiting for the all clear, and there they go in the 5th race today. And Red Ruby got a flyer, and she goes out for the lead. Racing in second spot is Amazing Grace. In between runners, I can see Amicable Kate. On the far side is Royal Ink. Following Royal Ink through, we come back to Amazing Grace. Down in the back, I can see Here Comes Heidi in company with K. Monami, and the trailer is Theory of Colors. As they go towards the far turn, and loose on the lead is Red Ruby. That's the one who points them. Royal Ink is in second spot. Links back to Amicable Kate. Here Comes Heidi is making some headway. Then Amazing Grace. Down in the back is K. Monami. And the trailer is Theory of Colors. They come out from the far turn. And Red Ruby brings them into the home stretch with a lead by 2 lengths. In second spot, races Royal Ink. Coming on from the back of the pack, making some headway there, is Here Comes Heidi. But it's Red Ruby with the lead. Here Comes Heidi. Theory of Colors is also there. Royal Ink is fighting on, and Amicable Kate inside the final furlong. And Amicable Kate is coming on. Here comes Heidi on the outside. Amicable Kate. Here comes Heidi at the finish. Amicable Kate, very unlucky for second. Red Ruby third. And the Theory of Colors was fourth.
Here Comes Heidi, well handled by Future Star Jockey Award winner Kishon Pereira. He was awarded the Future Star Jockey for this year. He was given that award back in January when we had those championship awards, and he did well to get Here Comes Heidi home in her last effort when she won that particular event back on March 31st, 2024. So she's making a return to racing action. Here comes Heidi, and I expect that she will run a good one. And hopefully we're going to get a surface like what you just saw back then, because today we had some brilliant hot sun, and the main track at Port Morant is very, very well done now. It's on the good side, and hopefully it will be fast for tomorrow's card. And the water has been drained off quite nicely with the all-day hot sunny conditions we had here in the Port Morant area. So make plans to come out and join us. It's going to be a brilliant afternoon of racing. We have a live DJ on hand. We have lots of eats and drinks, and make sure it is going to be a fun-filled family day. Say that 5 times fast and you'll see what happens. And make sure to join us there for this Easter Sunday extravaganza here at the Port Morant Turf Club tomorrow. Again, we are blessed with lovely weather, and we're hoping that the weather gods smile on us again to have lovely weather for tomorrow's Easter card. One thing I should note though, remember, because of the early start, we urge you fans to come out early. It's going to be long lines at the gate to get in, so make plans to join us early. First race post time again is at 12 noon. And for those of you punters, as well as horsemen coming over from the West Coast, just a word of caution to remember that the bridge closure is going to be at about 20 past 8 in the morning, and the bridge will reopen just after 10 o'clock, I think 10 past 10 to be exact. You can check it out online. So for those of you coming over from the West Coast over here to meet us at Port Morant Turf Club, you can adjust your time bracket by checking the bridge closure schedule. Okay, so you won't be shut out there if you get your plans in order early. So we look ahead now to race number 4, because like I said, in that third race, it promises to be exciting. We spoke about Forza Baby, who is expected to be the favorite in that one. But again, Forza Baby, Sex Appeal, Here Comes Heidi, all horses that are in well contention for that H-class event, all are returning to the race course after some layoff. Then we will have, in that particular race, we have the continued horses who continue to campaign this season, the ever popular Money Time, the consistent runs from Emotional Damage and Attigal Sylvia as well. So that third race, it looks to be going to be very exciting indeed. Race number 4 on the program now is going to be the E-Class event, non-winners in Guyana, and the purse of this race is sponsored by Big G Lumberyard. So we want to thank Big G Lumberyard for their generous sponsorship for the trophy for race 4. And the purse for the 4th race is sponsored by AJM Enterprise and Jumbo Jet. Traveling a distance of 1,200 meters, and race number 4 has a post time of 2:15. And here are the starters in the 4th race. Number 1 is Full Liberty. That is a Brazilian-bred son of Drosselmeyer, making his first start here in Guyana. Number 2 is the returning El Tarzan from the Raging Hot Slingers Racing Stables. 3 is the USA shipper Barbara, that comes to us from the Champion Owner Stables, Jumbo Jet Racing Stables, and trainer Robert Pierce from Barbados, who will be having the training assignment for the Jumbo Jet horses tomorrow. Number 4 is Oive, the USA shipper, the son of Constitution, and on the outside, number 5 is the Canadian-bred Storm Dancer, representing the Nan Passad Racing Stables. So it's just a field of 5, but it's a decent quality field in this 4th race. I want to take you back to last December as we focus in on horse number 4 in this one. That's Oive. And Oive really ran a game race back on the Showdown of Champions, and I want to take you guys back there in December to look at this, where he did finish second in the event. The race was won by Returner Vince Torrey, that is the Spa Sprint. But take a look at Oive, his aggression, his determination in the event, and I think he could only build from that. So he's coming off of that 4-month layoff, but looks a picture here indeed. So let's take a look at this video here with Oive finishing second in the Star Sprint Stakes back in December. Take a look.
Returner Vince Story goes in, and there they go in the Guyana Star Sprint Stakes. And to the early lead, I can see Oive has pushed away, but there goes Morning Colors now. So it's Morning Colors and Oive, that's the top 2. Racing in 3rd spot is Returner Vince Story, then comes Stormy Victory, and then filling echo the trailer Coban's Kingdom as they race up towards the back stretch. And it's Oive loose on the lead. Racing in 2nd spot is Morning Colors. On the far side is Returner Vince Story. Stormy Victory runs into that 4th spot. Then we come back to Phil in Echo, and the trailer is Coban's Kingdom as they come out from the far turn. Oive the leader. Returner Vince Story is coming with his effort. Then comes, that's in 3rd spot, is Morning Colors. And after Morning Colors, is Stormy Victory. The two trailers are Coban's Kingdom and Phil in Echo. Into the home stretch they come. And Oive has a challenge. Return of In Story and Oive. That's the top two. Morning Colors in the back. Then comes Stormy Victory inside the final four. Oive and Return of In Story. And Oive. Return of In Story wins the Guyana Sprint Stakes. Oive had to settle for second. Stormy Victory. Big run for third. Morning Colors.
I think he'll only get better after that run there in the Star Sprint Stakes, finishing second to Return of In Story, who, by the way, appears in the Easter Cup tomorrow. Return of In Story also finished second in the Pagua Cup back in March. So Oive really coming out of that race, and I think he's going to really build from that one, and he'll definitely be the favorite in this one to get home in this E-Class event. El Tarzan we spoke about. He is coming off of that layoff. We haven't seen him since February of last season. So we'll see what the Slingers Racing Stables has up their sleeves for that one. We have another Brazilian invading jockey that will be joining us tomorrow. So make plans to join us. I'll be meeting him for the first time as well. That is jockey Francisco Chavez, who will be partnering El Tarzan for the Slingers Racing Stable. The other unknown is Barbara. And Barbara is a 6-year-old mare coming to us from the Jumbo Jet Racing Stables. Champion jockey Colin Baby Lou Ross will be on board. And Barbara, shipped in from the United States here, is definitely one to be contended with as well. She's a 6-year-old mare, but a lot is expected from Barbara because you know that the Jumbo Jet Racing Stables always brings a good one when it comes to these high-powered events. So it promises to be exciting here. Again, a small quality feel indeed, because again, Barbara is an unknown. We don't know much about her racing here in Ghana for the first time. The horse drawn towards the inside, Full Liberty, the Brazilian bred. Again, another unknown coming to us from the Jays Racing Stable. So we have the uncertainty about these other runners in the event. And then, of course, we know of what Oive could do. And then we will see the fitness level of El Tarzan as he's coming back after that near 14-month layoff indeed. And then we have Storm Dancer, who is having his first start for the season. He last raced on Boxing Day when he finished out of the money behind his stablemate Beckham James, who eventually won that C and lower race in the event. The Canadian-bred Storm Dancer is also in the event as horse number 5. So before we move over to the second half of our 8-race card, I want to mention to all you racing fans looking at this broadcast, reminding you tomorrow about the kite flying. There's not going to be any kite flying or drones being sent up to interfere with our signals. We have had these problems in the past when we had racing at Port Moran back in December, and we want to try not to repeat those mistakes. So for the kite flying members and the drone flying members to interfere with our signal and tie up our cords and stuff, we're trying to avoid that. So please lean on the side of caution. We're going to have a lot of security on board tomorrow, manning the gates both to the entrance to the main track as well as the entrance to get into the venue. We want to ensure a lot of law and order here as we hold Port Moran Turf Club in its highest regard. And remember, this broadcast will be going off live throughout the entire world, and I know there's a lot of regional countries that will be tuned in to the Easter Sunday broadcast tomorrow for the Easter Cup. So I'm talking to all you racing fans out there. Let's try our best, try to avoid crowding the main track. Even after the winner comes in, we're going to have security on board there to ensure that all unauthorized personnel is not allowed in the unauthorized areas. For all you horsemen who have your identification cards via the registration that we did back in February, that will permit you into the unauthorized areas to get in, whether it be the paddock area, the parade ring, the clerk of the scales room, the jockey's room, and so forth. But for you ordinary fans, you will have your positions, you will have your spots. Please ensure law and order, listen to the instructions given by the security on board, and let's make tomorrow an enjoyable day for everyone. We want to make sure that this event is incident-free, and we need your help. So again, I'm appealing to all you racing fans who will be joining us on board tomorrow for the Easter Cup. Please maintain decorum. Guyana, it's on its way to getting legislation. Let's show the world that we are almost there. And we have to avoid repeating those mistakes that we continuously do every time we have a mega race day event in Guyana. Because we want to ensure that 4 months away with the Guyana Cup coming up, that we want to have the Guyana Cup as one of the best Guyana Cups presented to the world. Because that is where we are expected for this legislation to kick in. And when the rules and regulations are on board, it's going to be a different kettle of fish for all of us. So again, I'm appealing to you fans, please guide with us. We know the rules and everybody's going to have a great time. Let's get back to the races now. Race number 5. It's the G-class event, traveling a distance of 1,200 meters, 6 furlongs. And in race 5, we have the trophy sponsored by Devendra Bishu Construction. So we want to thank Mr. Bishu for his sponsorship of the trophy. And the purse for race 5 is sponsored by Jay's Supermarket and Shy Oil. So we want to thank them for partnering together for the sponsorship of the purse. We have a field of 7 horses here, and this race has TNT bread pasted all over it. And here are the starters. Number 1 is Angry Bird, as she's on a hat-trick trail here. Number 2 is Red Ruby. Number 3 is Theory of Colors. Horse 4 is the new shipper, Devendra, just brought in from Trinidad and Tobago. He's in the event. 5 is Blinding Lights. Horse number 6 is the Jamaican-bred American Traveler. And on the outside, number 7 is Amicable Kate. So we have a field of 7 horses here in this G-class event. Now, I want to take you back to the 16th of March, in which American Traveler dominated this race. Now, he's been in fine form. Kevin Blake rode him, the Jamaican jockey, last time at Kennard Memorial. And he defeated Attagirl Sylvie and Emotional Damage to step up into this G-class event. He's always been thereabouts, American Traveler. Remember, this horse came from Jamaica, raced in Trinidad. He won actually the Guineas a couple of years ago in Trinidad and then was brought here to Guyana. So he's been doing some fine things for his connections here, American Traveler, and he'll definitely be one of the main contenders in this G-class event. Now again, you're going to hear the replay in this one, but at the end, it's American Traveler who won the race, no other horse. You'll see what I mean. Take a look.
Be fully settled there. And they're off, and straight to front should be no other than Attagirl Sylvie, who picked up the early running. Somebody making a good run on the inside there, and that should be no other than Seaboard. It's Seaboard who picked up the running there now. Seaboard with N. Patrick leading up in front there. They're heading towards the 4-pole. It's Seaboard, and somebody from the outside there seems to be going good there too. And that should be no other than C. Ross and Amicable Cape as they're running towards the 3-pole. It's still Seaboard from Amicable Cape. They're racing around the top stretch there. And somebody making a good run at this point there too. And that should be Soca Synergy. They're running around the turn there. It seems as if no other than C. Ross is coming there with Amicable Cape from Soca Synergy as furlong and a half to go. Emotional Damage making a good run at this point too, but it still seems to be Soca Synergy who into the lead. It's Soca Synergy seems to be coming here and coming very, very strong indeed with 25 meters to go. And it's no other than horse number 5, and that should be no other than Amicable Cape winning there with Jockey Blake.
American Traveler, gate to wire. That was over 6 furlongs, and they're going 6 furlongs here. Jockey Blake, he broke on top. He was challenged 3 parts of a length going up the backstretch, but Jockey Blake just allowed the horse to run, and he just went away and scored unchallenged in the end. If he can repeat that performance, and by the way, that was his last start at Kennard Memorial back on March 16th. So he's coming in very fresh based on that last run. I'm expecting American Traveler to be one of the main contenders in this 5th race. As we mentioned on Wednesday's program, we spoke about Angry Bird. She's going after her 3rd consecutive triumph as she won her last start back on opening day at Rising Sun. And then, of course, you know about Red Ruby. and Theory of Colors. They ran 1-2 in their last races, and that was back in December, coming to us from the Jagdeo Racing stable. So Red Ruby has the speed as well, so I'm not expecting American Traveler to be out in front on his own. He'll definitely have to sprout wings with Red Ruby. As I mentioned on Wednesday's program, Theory of Colors could be the closer here. So if Red Ruby and American Traveler try to make a suicide run by trying to go out in front and tire themselves, then Theory of Colors could be coming on late and may be able to pick the bones. But we'll see, because we've seen in the past that Red Ruby has able to stay the entire 6 furlongs unchallenged, and we saw American Traveler doing that same thing back at Kennard Memorial. The unknown here is Davindra. And the Davindra is coming off of a good run in Trinidad, and connections are quietly confident that Davindra could make an instant impact here in tomorrow's card. So want to look out for here Davindra. He has been running some good races back in Trinidad at Santa Rosa Park in TNT. So we will see how this new TNT shipper will find himself into the mix with these other runners. Race 5 going to be exciting. Moving on now to race number 6, which has a post time of 3:45, and race 6 is the 3-year-old Guyana and TNT bred open event over a distance of 1,600 meters, which is 1 mile, and the trophy and the purse for race 6 is sponsored by OBL. That's right, the Old Broom Lounge. And speaking of OBL, here's a quick plug for them. Don't forget, this coming Saturday, the 26th of April, it's all white at the Portmoran grounds. So make plans to join them there at OBL. Get out your outfits. It's an all white party extravaganza hosted by OBL at the Portmoran grounds. Check them out this coming Saturday, the 26th of April. Back to the races now. In this 6-horse field, in this 6th race with this 6-horse field, number 1 is Spank Me. Number 2 is Irish Eyes. 3 is Raging Bull. And Raging Bull has a name change. That was formerly Hammonike. It's now being recognized as Raging Bull. 4 is the TNT bred Mulan. 5 is Princess Zanaya. Now this will be a first time starter. This horse was also shipped in from Trinidad and Tobago. And number 6 is Amazing Sparks, a Guyana bred here. Just take note in your program for number 6, Amazing Sparks, the sire line should read the final line as the sire for Amazing Sparks. It's a field of 6 horses here going to post. As we mentioned on Wednesday's program, we spoke about Spank Me and Irish Eyes in the AGM Stakes back in February at Bushslot United. That race was a runaway win from Rough Time, who won that event. But we showed you the replay back on Wednesday with Spank Me and Irish Eyes finishing, that would have been 3rd and 4th respectively in that particular event. Mulan, however, is coming in here with some high hopes. And Mulan, she's coming in as a maiden. She's only had 2 starts so far in Trinidad. And this is the first offspring from the $1 million sire, that is This One's for Run, who stands at De La Concepcion Stud Farm in Trinidad. So a lot is expected from Mulan, coming from the Jays Racing Stable for the new trainer Sean Muhammad here. And I'm expecting Mulan to be one of the favored runners in this one. Amazing Sparks now coming for trainer Randolph Gray. And this young 3-year-old for the Waldron Racing Stables. Well, a lot is expected from Amazing Sparks as well. A lot was spoken about her as a 2-year-old, and she makes her first start here, her debut run as a 3-year-old in this one. So we'll see what Amazing Sparks could do, remembering Amazing Grace and what a season she had last year. She now enjoying stud duties as a brood mare. So bit of an unknown here, Amazing Sparks. She could win on debut. And again, this looks to be a very, very wide open affair. That is race number 6. We're up to the feature race now. Race number 7, which will be our penultimate race on the program over a distance of 1,600 meters. Post time at 4:30 for the Easter Cup. And the trophy for the Easter Cup is sponsored by the Habibola family in memory of Sonny Habibola. And the purse for the Easter Cup 2025, we want to thank the Portmoran Turf Club and the KP Jagdeo General Construction. They are the sponsors of the purse for the Easter Cup. And what a cup it has been here for 2025. This almost has all the ingredients of a Guyana Cup in the air, with a dozen of them going this 1 mile trip. And here are the starters for the 2025 edition of the Easter Cup. Number 1 is the Horse of the Year, Olympic Kremlin. Number 2 is Mapa do Brazil. 3 is Loyal Company. 4 is Anthem King. Number 5 is Spankhurst. 6 is John Bull. 7 is Regal Man. 8 is a Frontline Warrior. 9 is Stormy Victory. 10 is Borsalina. 11 is Return of Story. And on the outside, number 12 is Beckham James. That is your field for the Easter Cup. We're going to take a look at a replay here now as we focus in on Olympic Kremlin. This is the first time that Kremlin will be drawn to the inside. He's won all of his races either in the middle or on the outside. So let's take a look at this replay here of Olympic Kremlin winning the President's Cup. Yeah, I think that is the Showdown of Champions. That's right, the Showdown of Champions. That was his last start in December. Let's take a look at that video right now with Olympic Kremlin winning there back in December. Take a look.
Champions, we're ready to go. Set for the final race here on Super Sunday. And there they go in the Metro Mile. And Spankhurst will go out for the early lead. Loyal Company racing there in that second spot. Then comes Easy Time, nicely positioned in third. Nova Soul is right there. Then on the far side is Stormy Entry. Frontline Warrior is next. And then Olympic Kremlin, and the trailer is Beckham James. As they race up towards the back stretch. And it's Spankhurst loose on the lead. In second spot races Loyal Company. Stormy Entry is in third. Then comes Nova Soul. Frontline Warrior is on the far side. After Frontline Warrior comes Olympic Kremlin, then Easy Time, Beckham James, the trailer. They go towards the far turn. And Spankhurst is on a mission. 5 lengths in front for Spankhurst. Chasing in second spot is Loyal Company. In third now runs Stormy Entry. Frontline Warrior races in fourth. Then comes Olympic Kremlin and Nova Soul. Easy Time is next. The trailer is Beckham James. They come out from the far turn. Spankhurst, the leader. Loyal Company is coming with his challenge in second spot. Then comes Stormy Entry in third. And going very wide is Nova Soul. Into the home stretch is Spankhurst, Loyal Company, Stormy Entry, Olympic Kremlin is coming on. 1 furlong to go, and here comes Olympic Kremlin now. Olympic Kremlin has kicked away clear. Spankhurst is second, then comes Frontline Warrior. Well, Olympic Kremlin, he's unstoppable, wins the Metro Mile. Spankhurst, what an effort for second. Loyal Company was third, and Frontline Warrior finished fourth.
Side post there, that was his last start in the Showdown of Champions race. He drew post 8, and Olympic Kremlin, the Horse of the Year of last season, went unbeaten last year to win that one. So it's going to be pretty interesting here for Olympic Kremlin, breaking from the inside post, because he usually leaves it late. He runs in a particular style of running, just about, let's say, 3 furlongs, 4 furlongs out, and then he makes his move. But to break from the inside post here, going a mile, I guess he will definitely have to try some other formula. But, of course, the Brazilian sensation, Asadinir Goulart, the regular rider, will be in action tomorrow and will partner the Horse of the Year, Olympic Kremlin, and see what he can do. Let's look at Mapa do Brazil now in this replay coming up here. That is horse number 2 in this one. This is where I have landed as my top choice in the Easter Cup. I really like the looks of Mapa do Brazil and his training leading up to this for Jay's Racing Stable and trainer Ronaldo Lima. He's only had 1 start since coming from Brazil here in Guyana. So we're going to take you back to the President's Cup back in September last season, where we all met Mapa do Brazil in this particular event, and of course Olympic Kremlin won this one, so you will see that in the end. But just take a look at Mapa do Brazil in this one. He finished 4th in this event. That was the President's Cup. This was his only start, and then he went on the shelf after that. So he'll be coming off of that 7-month layoff, but based on the training and how he's been looking over the past couple of days that I have been here in Guyana to witness him, I'm expecting Mapa do Brazil to be the closest one to topple the Kremlin in the upcoming Easter Cup. Take a look at last year's President's Cup and focusing on Mapa do Brazil, who finished 4th in this one, but he makes his return tomorrow in the Easter Cup. Take a look at this video.
Ready for the President Cup, and there they go in the 2024 edition of the President's Cup. An easy time will go out for the early lead. Mapa do Brazil is right there. Along the rail is Stat, and Stat is coming right across to take that lead from stablemate Easy Time. Racing in the back is Nova Soul in company with John Bull. Then comes Mapa do Brazil, Stolen Money on the inside, and the trailer is Olympic Kremlin. As they go around that bottom turn and get ready to head towards the back stretch. And Stat has kicked away with a 5-length lead. Easy Time racing in that second spot. After Easy Time comes Nova Soul. John Bull is on the far side in company with Stolen Money. And then Mapa do Brazil, the trailer, is Olympic Kremlin. They head towards the back stretch, and Ross is on a mission here with Stat. Stat the leader. Easy Time in hot pursuit in second. Nova Soul is a clear third. John Bull races in fourth. Then comes Stolen Money. Then Mapa do Brazil racing in company with Olympic Kremlin. They go towards the far turn. Just about 3 furlongs to go, and Easy Time has taken the lead now. Easy Time has gone on with the lead. Nova Soul in the hunt in second. Backing away in third is Stat. Olympic Kremlin is coming with his challenge now. And here he comes, 2 furlongs out. Easy Time with the lead. Olympic Kremlin in the hunt in second. Nova Soul is third. Stat gives way in fourth. Then comes Mapa do Brazil. Not today for John Bull. Stolen Money, the trailer, inside the home stretch now. And it's Olympic Kremlin. Brushing shoulders there with Easy Time. But Olympic Kremlin, he's moved away from the lead. And he's going to come away again. Olympic Kremlin, what a champion, wins the President's Cup. Very tight for second between Nova Soul and Easy Time. Mapa do Brazil late on the scene for fourth.
Yeah, you heard me right there. Late on the scene for fourth. That's what happened to him there. That is Mapa do Brazil. So a lot wasn't paying attention to him in that particular event. I did when doing my homework back in that particular event. All eyes were on Kremlin in that one when he won the President's Cup, fresh off of the Guyana Cup win for Kremlin. But I think Mapa do Brazil, the connections would have learned a lot from him as he was taken off of the track and now really coming back into form with Brazilian trainer Ronaldo Lima here doing the training assignments. And I'm expecting Mapa do Brazil to finally make his name known here in Guyana. Another Brazilian invader now we will be talking about here with the Easter Cup tomorrow. So look out for him. That's going to be my top choice, by the way. You hear me talk more about that on tomorrow's program. By the way, we will be on air live just about 11 o'clock, so make sure you tune in. Those of you not able to come to the racetrack physically tomorrow, you can tune in right here on Pixel Perfect Productions on our Facebook page as well as on YouTube. We will be carrying the races live, and I'll have my pre-show to start off at 11 a.m. where we will handicap the races, take a look at the track surface and the feel on the Easter Sunday morning, and that will lead us up to the start of races at 11:30 with the national anthem, the changes, and then on to our first race post time of 12 noon. So we're still talking about the Easter Cup because this race promises to be so exciting. Do you have butterflies in your stomach? Is your palm sweating like me? Yeah, I'm very excited for this one here. And let's take a look at some of the unknowns in this one here. I want to focus in now on an outsider in the Easter Cup. We spoke about Kremlin, we spoke about Mapa do Brazil, and we spoke about Loyal Company and Frontline Warrior, which you will see in this replay as well. And of course, the defending champion Spankhurst gets a perfect draw from the center of the field, but he's going to have to run tomorrow with John Bull. John Bull has displayed a lot of speed as well, so they're going to have a matchup there in the center of the field because they're lined up in the starting gate next to one another, 5 and 6, Spankhurst and John Bull. But the quiet outside I want to look at is Stormy Victory. And from his last effort, getting that rail skimming ride and a dream run up the rail with Ram Narain on board, he could be a live outsider in this Easter Cup, coming to us from the Simply Royal Racing Stables. That is a Stormy Victory. Now, in this particular event, we will see the top 4 finishers all getting a rematch against one another in this Easter Cup. You will look at this replay where Stormy Victory won. Return of Vinstory came on the outside with a dream run to finish in second. The speedy John Bull was third. And Spankhurst, who led for the majority of the race with John Bull, faded in the end to finish in fourth. Let's take a look back at Stormy Victory back on the 16th of March at Kennard Memorial, winning the Pagua Cup. And that was sponsored by Metro Mile. It was called the Metro $1 Million Mile. Take a look at this replay and take a look at this live outsider, Stormy Victory, winning the Pagua Cup. Take a look.
The fifth race here, and there they go in the fifth race here this afternoon at Kennard Memorial. And to the early lead, I can see Borsalina is out there together with Spankhurst, and John Bull is being hustled up on the inside as they move in front of us here. It is John Bull with the lead. John Bull the leader. Spankhurst racing in second spot. After Spankhurst comes Stolen Money racing in third. After Stolen Money is Borsalina. Stormy Victory is next. Then Return of Vinstory on the far side, and the trailer is Beckham James. As they go up to the back stretch here, and the leader is John Bull. John Bull the leader, just the leader on the outside of Spankhurst. And these two have pulled 3 lengths clear of Borsalina racing in third spot. Then comes Stormy Victory in fourth. On the far outside is Return of Vinstory. Then behind those comes Stolen Money, and the trailer continues to be Beckham James. They go towards the far turn, and Spankhurst has taken the lead. John Bull is back in that second spot. Racing in third now is Stormy Victory. Borsalina is right there, and then Return of Vinstory. That's the back. And you can forget Beckham James. They come out from the far turn, and Spankhurst is the leader. Spankhurst is clear. In second spot there is John Bull. Run is Stolen Money, and behind those comes Borsalina. Down the stretch they come, and it's Spankhurst with the lead. Spankhurst is really coming on. On the inside is Stormy Victory. In between runners is John Bull. Inside the final furlong, it is Spankhurst holding on. John Bull is coming up, and Stormy Victory. They're coming down towards the finish, and Stormy Victory up to win the $1 Million Mile. Return of Vinstory was second. John Bull was third.
We're back. And yeah, John Bull just really drifted out off of the rail there, allowing Stormy Victory to come up. But what a victory there, an upset win there for the Simply Royal Stables. Congratulations to Mr. Dennis Diorup and Bharat Ramnarine. Stormy Victory winning the Pagua Cup back in March there. And as you saw, Return of Vinstory got up for second over his stablemate John Bull, who was back in third, and Spankhurst finished in the fourth spot. So they all will be in this much anticipated, mouth-watering clash here in the Easter Cup. A couple of more horses to mention. Of course, I will salute the Queen, Borsalina, in this one. She's been ever present, placing up in her races. Last time out, she finished in that third place rather, in that particular event. So we're going to look out for Borsalina as well. She is as game as they come, and she's really going to be tackling the tough lads in this one here, Borsalina. She's drawn as post number 10, so don't count out the mare herself. She's a gutsy mare and may be able to bite a chunk of that purse presented by Portmore Turf Club and KP Jagdeo General Construction Limited. Regal Man, that is the unknown, the Brazilian invader, coming in from Brazil here. Now, he's a 4-year-old, and he's still a maiden. I understand he's placed up in a couple of graded races in Brazil. That is Regal Man. So he's coming in here with a bit of uncertainty in the end, but the connections are on a high right now, Jay's Racing Stable, and they're really confident. And why not? I would have done the same thing. Take a shot and see what Regal Man could do. As I said, he's going to be a very live outsider here with a good draw in post number 7. Then there is Anthem King, horse number 4, coming to us from the USA. This horse was shipped in by the Jumbo Jet Racing Stables. I understand that Gulfstream Park's leading trainer, Safi Joseph Jr., had this horse here. And so Anthem King has a couple of wins under his belt here and is a bit of an unknown in these parts. But as we've seen in the past that the Jumbo Jet Racing stable, if they're bringing a horse, whether it be for themselves or for the Master Z Racing stables, examples Alado, Easy Time, when they come on board, they make an impact almost immediately. And I will not be surprised if Anthem King has his say in this one, coming in as an uncertain contender here in race number 7. This is the Easter Cup. So it's all guns blazing with the top owners and top barns in the country here, all vying for the Easter Cup victory tomorrow. Promises to be exciting. 4:30 is the post time for that penultimate event on the program. Looking ahead now to the 8th and final race on tomorrow's card, and it is a 1 mile event. It is the J and K class with a post time of 5:15, and the trophy for the 8th and final race is sponsored by Mr. Grill and Rosie's. So we want to thank Mr. Grill and Rosie's for their generous sponsorship towards the trophy for race number 8. And the purse of race 8 is going to be presented courtesy Devendra Bishu Construction and Money Tree Trading. So we want to thank them collectively for coming together and providing the purse sponsorship for race number 8. For those of you fans who saw the final entries posted earlier today, we have a late edition entry that did not get into the program, so we do apologize for that. But in race number 8, there is 9 horses in this one, and so we're going to go through the field right now. Number 1 is Haley. Number 2 is Risky Affairs. 3 is Princess Sasha. Number 4 is GT Boss. 5 is Coco. Number 6 is Sakar. 7 is Riverdance 2. And number 8 is Ben Laden. And now joining this field is horse number 9, and that is Enemy Maker. All right, so we have a field of 9 horses going to post here for the 8th and final race tomorrow. So take note of that. You will have to write that in your program, that there is in race 8, number 9, Enemy Maker is in that event as well. Let's take a look at Haley now. I remember on Wednesday's program, we got the videos mixed up. I apologize for that, but I have the correct video now. I want to show you with Haley because she has been in good form. She has a 3rd, a 2nd, and a victory in her last start. So I want to take you back to the 2nd of February. That was at Bushlot United when champion jockey Colin Ross rode Haley to a good victory there. She was really being ridden out with much vigor by Colin Ross, but he did get her home in the end when she defeated GT Boss and Country Rock in that particular event. So let's take a look at this replay here. Haley's last start back in February when she won the J class and lower over that trip. Take a look.
Ready, and there they go. And Risky Affairs were a bit sluggish leaving the starting gate. It's GT Boss with the alert break, but there goes Haley in the lime green and yellow sleeves, and that's the one who takes the lead. Haley brings them into the lead there. GT Boss racing in 2nd spot. Country Rock is racing in 3rd, and Risky Affairs is in the cellar position. They're in Indian file as they race up towards the back stretch, under 5 furlongs to go. And Haley is loose on the lead. The lead is just a length and a half. In 2nd spot races GT Boss. On the far side in the orange cap is Country Rock. And then 6 lengths finds Risky Affairs, who sees them all. They go towards the far turn, and it's Haley continuing to lead the way. GT Boss is now being pressed for the lead now. GT Boss and Haley. Country Rock has found himself 5 lengths back off the lead. Risky Affairs continues to trail. They come to the top of the stretch, and Haley has a challenge. That's GT Boss. Haley on the inside, GT Boss on the outside. After those 2 comes Country Rock. Risky Affairs is well out of it inside the final 2 furlongs, and Haley is being asked the effort. Here comes GT Boss. Haley is asking for the wire. Ross is all out on Haley, and she is holding. Haley will go on and score 2 lengths at the finish. GT Boss was 2nd, Country Rock was 3rd, and Risky Affairs finished 4th.
Yeah, she was all out at the finish there with Haley, And if she could repeat that performance, which was her last start back in February, coming in here for trainer Jared Morrison and owner Stuart Gonzalez, I'm expecting Haley to be one of the main contenders there. She's going to go a little longer this time over the mile trip and draw on the inside post there. But we're going to see if Haley could continue her consistent run. She has been earning her keep with a third, a second, and a victory in her last start. Looking at the rest of the field, I want to focus in now on Sakar as well as Riverdance 2, because the replay you're about to see involves these top two horses here. Sakar is horse number 6 and Riverdance 2 is horse number 7, and they're both coming off wins in their last start. Sakar finished second to Riverdance 2. That's the replay you're going to look at. And then later on the same set day at Kennard Memorial, Sakar came back to win the final race on that day. So Sakar raced twice on the same day with a second and a victory. Riverdance 2 made his way to the winner's enclosure. Rather made her way to the winner's enclosure in fine styling in this upcoming replay that you're about to see. So they're going to go in a rematch here, but the objective and the main focus here is the mile trip. Right, so they're going to go a little longer. Sakar, the expected speed, should be able to go out to front like he usually does, because remember, Sakar is a 7-year-old, so he's a gutsy horse. And Riverdance 2, if he can repeat the performance you're about to see, well, he'll definitely be in the mix there as well. Haley, Sakar, Riverdance 2, those are the main contenders for me in the final race with this J and K class. So let's take a look at this replay back on the 16th of March at Kennard Memorial, as we saw Riverdance 2 winning and Sakar charging to finish in a 1-2 run, Riverdance 2 and Sakar. Take a look.
And they're off, and straight to front should be no other than Country Rock, who picked up the early running there. And somebody making a good run at the outside should be no other than Ross is going there with Lionheart there too. And what breeze away to the forefront should be no other than Princess Sasha. It's Princess Sasha who picked up the lead as the race past the 4th pole and going quite comfortable there. So as a runner-up, it's Republican who gone to the front here now. It's Republican 2 who leading with about 2 now. They're running around the far turn. It's Republican maintain the lead, and then we have in second position this time will be Princess Sasha running around the turn. Republican seems to be coming quite comfortable here now and seems to be a winner from this point. He's coming, but very much challenged there this time. Republican is fading, and Princess Sasha is coming very, very quick on the inside around this point here. Then somebody else is making a good run on the wide outside there too, but it seems to be Princess Sasha. Country Rock is coming very, very fast. It's Country Rock is coming very hard at the center. It's Princess Sasha. Country Rock is number 7. Sakar winning from Country Rock.
So that is Sakar winning there in that event. That was his second run on that day, and he won in the earlier race, which I showed earlier in the program. He finished second behind Riverdance 2. Now, this took place on the 16th of March in the first race, where Riverdance 2 won the event over 6 furlongs, with Sakar running second. And then later on in the program, Sakar went on to win that final race that you just saw, drawing away with a victory there in the end. So if he can run twice in one day and place up in both races with a second and a victory, then Sakar definitely has the stamina for this 1 mile trip indeed. So those are the main contenders I want to focus in there on the final race on the program. The Enemy Maker, we showed that replay back on Wednesday. Enemy Maker's last start back on the 2nd of February when he won that 4-horse field, but he's now into the hands of the Jumbo Jet Racing Stable, and he had his start on the 16th of March where he finished out of the money, but Enemy Maker is looking to be on the improve. I think this is going to be one of the live outsiders in the event in that J and K class, and not often you will hear the word outsider and the Jumbo Jet Racing Stables in the same sentence, but you're going to get that tomorrow in the final race there with the Enemy Maker edition now going in as horse number 9 in the 8th and final race. So that's a look at tomorrow's card. Again, some 66 horses taking entry. It's been had exceptional entry process taken. Once again, we want to thank all the sponsors for both trophy and purse. We want to thank our promoter, that is Mr. Jack Deo, and for hosting us at Portmore Turf Club tomorrow for this 8 race card. As I said, I urge you to join us early. Post time for race 1 will be at 12 noon. Programs will be available as you come into the venue. $2,000 is the entry fee to gain access onto the track. And as I said, we're going to have tons of excitement, a live DJ, food on sale, and we just want to maintain law and order. So make sure you get to bed early and you rise early and journey to Portmore and witness the excitement, which will be the Easter Cup, which will be our headline Sunday feature on tomorrow's program. For those of you who can't make it to Portmore, you can still tune in right here on Pixel Perfect Productions, either on YouTube or on the Facebook link, and you can view all the action here on tomorrow's program. Again, it promises to be exciting. And again, a final reminder for the fans and the horsemen coming from the West Coast, please check the bridge schedule. I believe the bridge closes at 20 past 8 in the morning and reopens at 10 past 10. So make the necessary arrangements to get over here on time, especially those horses that will be partaking in races 1 and by extension race 2, so as to avoid any delays for tomorrow's card. We want to try to observe strict post times tomorrow. If you notice your program, each race is strategically placed as 45 minutes apart, and we want to see if we could maintain that and get these races off on time. Remember, the world will be watching us tomorrow. We'll be live again on Pixel on both avenues, and again I have a lot of friends up on the regional side as well as internationally that is expected to tune in to this live broadcast, which is going to be the Easter Cup 2025. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching here on this 2-part edition of Talking Thoroughbred Racing. Mind you, this is not going to be the last time you will see us doing Talking Thoroughbred Racing. We just started it off here at Portmore, and hopefully it will continue next month when racing heads across the pond to Rising Sun Turf Club in May. So you look out for that. Again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon with us here on Talking Thoroughbred Racing. On behalf of the entire team, this is track announcer John Rupert saying thank you for viewing. I'll see you tomorrow at the races. Good night.